Hey, Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. Just before I jump in, a reminder to please like our content and subscribe to the channel. We post about Google Ads at least once every week. Okay, so Google has made a significant change to the way that ads can be shown in search results, and that is that ads that qualify um, and show in the top ads position. So that means you've won an auction and your search ad shows up in the top. Typically, there's four results there, up to four results. That ad can then also be entered into the auction for the bottom results on that page. I believe there's three max at the moment. And that means effectively your ad can show twice as long as you qualify and your ad shows in the top position. Um, so you'll never have an ad showing up twice in the top or twice in the bottom, but you could have it showing up once in the top and once in the bottom. So, from the perspective of an advertiser that has relatively high bids and shows up at the top of results often, um, this theoretically gives you two opportunities to get the click. If you don't get it on the ad at the top of the page, you may get it on the bottom of the page. So you will be increasing your impression share, I guess, sort of, kind of. Google hasn't explained how that'll work because you're showing up, you're effectively getting two impressions for one search. I guess Google will track that as one impression, but I don't know that for sure. And then the other thing is your click through rate may go down, right? If they show that as two impressions, then your click through rate will go down because it's very unlikely that somebody will click on both copies of your ad. If they do, would you get charged for two clicks? Probably not. But this is going to cause a lot of confusion. Or, Google does try to explain it. They have a FAQ. They go through a bunch of information, but they don't address a lot of the things I'm talking about right now. So that's, again, the scenario for an advertiser. It tends to be like pretty big player, right? So they're mostly in the top of results for the core queries with aggressive bidding. So that's okay. I think it's really just going to be your numbers may look a little different than they used to. The reality is the vast majority of clicks happen on the top ads. So I don't think you're going to see like a huge uptick in more clicks by having your ad also at the bottom. What I do believe is going to happen is that advertisers that are bottom feeders, meaning their ads typically don't show up in the top four results, are now going to face additional competition for those last three positions. And as such, they're probably going to get squeezed out. So that means fewer impressions for them, which the only way to counter that would be to increase their bids, which means higher cost per click and lower returns on ad spend. So this could end up being pretty bad for advertisers that are not big players, right? They're not the ones that are showing up in the top results typically, because effectively they're going to have more competition for those remaining few positions. It remains to be seen in implementation how often we see two ads show up. So maybe it's only going to be a small percentage of time, like 5% of the time, in which case the impact will be minimal. But if it happens a significant amount of the time, this could be pretty damaging to, again, these smaller budget advertisers that typically work with lower bids. So we'll have to wait and see what the actual impact is, but it is concerning that Google's found another way to negatively impact their smaller budget advertisers. So yeah, I guess stay tuned. Well, I'll probably update on this once the industry kind of sees how things shake out. But this is in effect now. It's April 23rd. This went into effect a couple days ago. I know they were testing this in beta for a few months as well. So yeah, I'll be back with more information in the future. Anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully you found this video informative, and I will see you next time.